somehow I just didn't do it.
I did it an hour and a half before, so.
That was what made me start thinking about that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. I should share that.
I think we're live now. Yes, we are.
All right.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Good morning.
We're back with a virtual writing because Nano is still going, and some of us are behind on word counts. So just like we did last week on Sarah's channel, we're going to chat for a bit, then we're going to start writing, and then we'll chat some more between the word sprints. So feel free to join us at any point. I'll do my best to monitor the chat as well. Yeah, that's all the intro I guess you need. We're at the chat part of the of the live stream. Yeah, you know everyone who's on the stream because they've been on every Nano stream we've done. So
Hello.
Oh God. Come on, man. I got another, like, I have floating dog hairs and one invariably lands in my coffee.
Aww.
Good enough. I got really good at, you know, just picking them out and just drinking my coffee because otherwise I wouldn't drink anything all day. Thank you, Aris. Thank you. He's sleeping, by the way.
Sleepy dog.
As he does whenever I'm working on anything, he sleeps.
My cats hear me typing and think they need to come sit on my lap.
I think he tried that too, but he's just too big and he doesn't fit.
Yeah.
I can definitely see him trying that.
I mean, for example, he hates sleeping on the bed because it's just too hot for him. But if I'm not home, he goes and sleeps on my bed. Because that's his way of keeping the connection alive, I don't know. But in the morning, if he wakes up before me, which usually happens and I'm not awake yet, but if I just move a little, he will come up on the bed and, you know, crowd me in one of the corners because, you know, he's big and stuff and he takes a lot of space. And he will stay there until the moment I wake up. The moment I wake up, the bed is not interesting anymore. Because pets are sometimes assholes.
Yes.
Yeah, they're weird little derps.
Yeah, but they're cute too. So.
Yeah, I was trying to write the other day, and so my hands were like this apart from each other because I'm typing. And Dreamer managed to put her butt here, her chin here, and dangle. And I'm like, what are we doing? And she was so happy. Like, it was the perfect setup for her.
Obviously.
I was like, I'm glad you're happy because this is really weird for me.
By the way, we've been chatting for what, half an hour, and I've only now noticed Sarah's t-shirt because I was like, oh my God, I have that too.
This is the only one I got. It was the first year Travis and I were together, and I won, and he bought it for me. So I don't even know what year it is now. It doesn't say the year on it.
I think it is 2014.
Yeah?
I think it's 2014, yeah. I only have that one, and I bought a Camp NaNoWriMo one from the same year. It was a blue, light blue design on a dark blue t-shirt.
Oh, yeah. I saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I got those too.
I'm obsessed with Bigfoots, mostly because I don't believe in anything. And so the idea that if tomorrow they found a Bigfoot, I'd have to reassess my whole life is really exciting to me. So I'm really obsessed with them, and they have Bigfoot stuff in the Nano store this year, and I'm like, Travis, I need Bigfoot things. Like, it's Bigfoot writer stuff. I need it. They're super cute, though.
I'm like that with space. So last year I was like, oh my God, I need all of this stuff.
Yeah, it's like, it's so exciting when it like hits that, it like scratches that itch that you've got. You're like, oh, it's like it's for me.
Yeah.
Well, what I want right now is pretty much, well, never mind. Some of my comments I never get, but all I want now is, I have a terrible echo, don't I?
loud?
I'm not hearing it anymore.
Okay, so it's just on my
Well,
side.
I'm hearing myself.
Okay, that's great. So
Just
I
a little
want
bit.
just life-size cardboard cutouts from Fate Stay Night, because we've been watching that anime series, and I just want them.
Oh, nice.
I want an archer, and I want, well, he's also an archer, but I want Gilgamesh, and that's about it. I just want two servants, because the main characters are boring. They're not. Just not someone to go gaga over, which is weird. But yeah. So CJ is also going to join us, by the way. So we're now waiting for her, and when she arrives, we'll start writing. I don't know why I'm doing so many updates. I don't think anyone is watching. So
I'm not sure.
3 people
I can't tell
watching.
from the Hangout side.
There are 3 people watching. One of them is definitely me.
One of them.
Because I have the chat open, so
Yeah, I have it open too.
Us. Yeah, it's us watching.
I popped my chat out, so I'm not watching.
I wish I knew how to show this on screen, but I think you need something like OBS for it so that you have the chat on screen.
Yeah.
I should maybe research that at some point.
Yeah, I have no idea how this live streaming thing works very well yet.
It's okay.
I've done a few half-ass streams on my Twitch channel, and they weren't very good.
The thing is, like, if you just want to do the simple stuff, it's fairly easy. If you want to add something more complicated, then it gets a bit complicated. And to be honest, I wasted an entire day last week just researching types of stars and what types of planets would form around a certain star. So I'm sorry, after that I just didn't care about how live streams work.
There's a CJ.
Hi, CJ. You look like you're not awake yet.
I don't know if she can hear us.
I don't know if she can hear us either.
She looks like she doesn't know for sure if she's like this looks like stalker cam. Like
it's like she doesn't realize her camera's on. Yeah.
We are awful people, by the way. Oh my fucking god. Apparently I can't drink if my mic is next to my mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I couldn't find my Apple headphones for a bit, so I was like, oh man, I don't want to have to use my gaming headset. It's so big and bulky. It'll be in my mouth.
Well, I only have the gaming headset because all the other headphones I have don't have mic, so awesome.
Yeah, mine doesn't have a mic, so I think there's a mic on my camera, and I think that's what I end up using, but I don't know for sure even.
I know the camera I'm getting has 2 different mics, but from what I hear, they're not the best ever, so I'm still planning on getting a mic. We'll see how that goes.
I got a GoPro to shoot vlogs, and its mic is just absolute garbage, so I have to figure out a way around it. I'm like, maybe I could do like a time sync thing and then have the audio recording on my phone and just chop them together.
Just get one of those lapel mic. Okay, there's a lapel mic that's pretty cheap. It's like $10.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would work with the GoPro. I have to search the video for you. I've seen it on Primal Videos, where I get a lot of my ideas about what to do next in my videos. Because they do a lot of software reviews and equipment reviews, so it's pretty good. And they're pretty fair. I mean, they're not the type that would go just recommend the most expensive thing ever, so that's okay. And I think it was about $10.
Yeah, I should have.
Can you hear us now, CJ?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay, awesome.
Sorry,
Are
I'm
you
late.
actually awake?
Well, I think legally no.
So she's not allowed to sign any contracts in the near future.
It's okay.
No. 20 more minutes.
Qualified to clean up cat puke, and that's about it.
She might have to go back and redo that anyway.
Yeah, I don't want to slip in something
there's
when I
no
get home.
guarantee I got it all.
There's like nothing.
Be dry.
Yeah, there's nothing like early morning cat vomit though. It really, it's really.
No, it's disgusting.
No, you know what Mr. Crowley does though is he spins while he's doing it, so he leaves a circle around himself, so you know where he was sitting because there's a circle.
Dude, there's like.
Oh, see.
She'll puke, and then she'll back up, and then she'll puke again, so there'll be a line of puke. And the first one is awful. The second one is horrifying, and the third one is always guaranteed to make me gag at least twice.
Oh my god. My dog is kind of nice. Yeah, go ahead.
Because the only reason she throws up is because she eats too fast.
Yeah, put the other bowl back down, dork.
Well, the problem is because her whiskers get in the way, she only ends up eating like the top layer of the food. So a lot of food goes to waste. So I need to find a better way. I don't know what that better way would be.
I actually
monitor.
Yeah, I actually monitor Mr. Crowley, and I tap him on his chin and go, "Knock it off! You need to slow down." And he looks at me like I'm stupid, but it's enough time for his stomach to catch up.
And had I not been already running late, I probably would have done something similar.
Yeah. But you decided to play Sims until after midnight last night, you dork.
I know. What was I thinking? It was a really great decision at the time. You're like, I know I'm going to regret this, and I'm going to do it anyway.
Yep.
That's how Sims always goes.
That's how any video game always goes.
Yeah,
you're like
you sit down.
One more level. I'm just going to...
An hour.
Yeah, 1 more hour.
And 3 hours later.
Yeah.
Because the one I've been playing most recently was Cuphead. So if I try to play one more level, I'll be there for a couple of days. Like, obviously, not doing anything else. Because I thought it would be funny if my first platformer ever was one that everybody complains it's difficult. So I've died so many times so far.
I was gonna ask.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be good at that one.
I think I'm at about close to 300 deaths. But because I'm wearing these headphones, that translates into 0 deaths. And if nobody got the PewDiePie reference, I will explain that's a PewDiePie reference. Because I'm wearing the same game set, clearly it's going to make me a brilliant gamer, right?
Obviously,
right?
that's how that works.
Never mind. When I got it, the only reason I got it was I wanted a different one that was black, but this was cheaper and better, so I got the green one.
Yeah, that's sometimes you take the uglier thing because it's substantially cheaper.
Oh, no, I like the color. It doesn't really show how bright green it actually is.
Yeah.
So I liked it, but the black ones looked really slick. But this was a newer model, and it was also cheaper, probably because it's green and people don't buy green stuff. And I was like, I'm totally getting those.
My other pair of headphones, my over-the-ear, my big headphones, are the same color. And it's like you can see them from space.
Yep, which is great. But these are so comfortable for me. Like I have issues with headphones. I mean, if they're the cheaper models, they're usually a bit too big for me because they don't retract as much. So then my ears hurt, and it gets to the point of it being torture. So I returned the pair. And the earbuds, I can use only a specific kind of earbuds because the rest are too big for my ears.
Yeah.
I have that same problem. Apple's the only one that works with my ears.
So, yes, I have been known to go about town walking with these on my head because they have this little thing and I can plug them into my phone.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
I was like, just fuck it. I just want to listen to an audiobook.
I'm like super prone to ear infections. So when I wear earbuds, the little bit of pressure it puts on your eardrum makes me feel like I'm getting an ear infection and makes me panic. So I just don't wear them because they freak me out.
Yeah, I can see why you would get freaked. I get the same kind of like weirdness about earbuds.
Right, it's just a little bit of pressure, but it's enough that it's like wiggy when you're used to getting ear infections because it's like, is that what that is? No, it's just pressure.
I wear earbuds basically all day at work because it allows me to not have
Ignore
to listen
people.
to my coworkers' conversation. And just because there's always so much going on, and so having something in my head allows me to focus. And most of the time I'll listen to an audio book because if I listen to music, then I start humming, and it's weird. But
and then people ask why you're humming and what you're humming, and then you have to explain that you're humming a musical, and
or like I'll start directing, and people look at you really weird when you do that. But so now people have to tap me on the shoulder when they want to ask me a question. And I'm like, oh, wait, were you talking to me? Yeah, for like the last 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. I wasn't listening to you. So, but it does help me focus. And so I've gotten used to the earbuds being in my ears. But I'm like you, Trynda, where I have to have a specific type. Most often it's my Apple ones, but the ones that just kind of sit in your ear, don't actually go into your ear canal, I can use those as well, but I can't use any other of the ones other than Apple's that actually go into your ear canal because they are too big for my ears.
Yeah. At work, I have
sure
these
that's
huge
part of my
over-ear
problem.
ones. They're like super in your face of leave me alone.
Yeah, I have those too, and it doesn't work very well on anyone who's coming to get pot from the medical marijuana office. But I want weed. I'm like, I don't care. I don't have any. I work for an attorney.
Oh my God.
You never know. They might be stoned enough they can't even see the headphones.
Some of them are. It does happen. Like, holy smokes. And then I had somebody come in. We have like a wall of signs when you walk in that tells you where to go for which office because every office is a different company.
People don't read signs ever.
No, and I hear someone shuffling. Right. So I hear someone shuffling for like 2 minutes. And I come around the corner and I'm like, hello? And this guy's like, well, I saw all these signs and I thought they meant to wait.
Oh, God.
I'm like, not one of them says that, but okay. Like, you looked at them and misinterpreted it. I don't know how that even works.
What?
Yeah, and it's not like they're small signs either, or even like nondescript. They're like in different fonts, big colors.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason why you shouldn't walk into this building and be like, oh, that's where I'm supposed to go.
Oh, my mom owns a coffee shop that's got, up until recently, was cash only. And by the time you got to the cash register, you would have seen cash only at least 3 times, maybe 4. And people constantly were like, oh, you don't have cash? Or you're only cash? It's like, yeah, there were 3 things telling you before you got to the checkout point that it was only cash. What do you mean you didn't see that?
Right. Like,
I feel like I work for a mortgage company and I work in the customer service. So we send out letters because we only service the loan for a short time before we sell it. And so we send out letters letting people know, hey, we sold your loan. This is when you need to start paying these people. Any payments due before that, you need to send to us. We get calls from both the loan officer and the customer saying, well, it said that I needed to send it to this place. So that's where I had them send it. Well, you're not supposed to send that to them until December 1st. Oh. Well, did the letter say that? Yes. In fact, it does. Oh, well, it should be clearer. It's on there 4 different times. 2 of which are in bold.
Yeah.
See,
people don't
that's
read.
where you need caps lock.
Yeah.
You know? Shout it at them. Because that works.
Yeah,
I
I'll
think
put in a letter like, you must attend this court date, and they'll call and be like, do I need to go to court? And I'm like, nah, screw it. Do what you want.
Well, I mean, you don't have to
Totally
go. It's
optional.
probably beneficial if you
No.
do go, but you know, you
Right,
do
like-
you go.
Right, if you don't want a warrant, you do, but I mean, if you don't care if you have a warrant, then I guess you can do whatever the hell you want to.
Yep.
Just don't get pulled over, I guess.
Oh my freaking God. That's marvelous.
Yes, people are nuts.
Yeah, people are weird.
Yeah.
And then they call people like us crazy.
Yeah.
I know, right? What's with that?
But we are crazy.
Yeah, but we read the damn
but At
sign.
least we're standing.
Yeah, exactly.
The truth is, we're a
Makes us
different
crazy.
kind of crazy. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I wish that was what made me crazy, but no. It's all the voices in my head. Which I know are not real. But
They're not real. Okay, I'm gonna go have a chat with my voices
that's
later.
what
on this.
that's what my doctor told me to say. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Well, I started talking to myself when I was in grad school because I spent so much time alone that otherwise I wouldn't talk for like 3/4 of the day because I was in my apartment studying by myself. And so I started talking to myself, or at least talking out loud, not necessarily talking to myself. But I was telling CJ yesterday
So clearly
that
you're talking to yourself because there's no one else to hear you.
yes, okay, yes, but not always having a conversation with myself, just talking out loud sometimes. But I was talking out loud on my way back from lunch back into the building yesterday. And there was a lady outside smoking, and she looked at me. She caught me talking to myself, and she looked at me like I was insane. And then I started laughing. And she looked really uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Meter.
no, I started doing it as a kid because I didn't have any brothers or sisters, and there were stretches of time where I was on my own in between school and my parents coming back from work. And it was also a way to deal with the fact that my parents divorced when I was super young. So I would make these complicated scenarios and act them out.
I did that stuff so much when I was little.
Yeah, sometimes I used dolls, but usually it was just people I imagined, and I would just say the lines for everybody. And it was all very visual inside my head. And I think that's how my writing process developed later on, because that's how I do most of my outlining. I just imagine the characters interacting and going through stuff in my head. So it led somewhere. So who said being crazy isn't helpful?
Well, exactly. Got its benefits.
Well, and Sarah says that the only difference between being a writer and having schizophrenia is that you know that the voices are not real. Like, you know for sure that the voices are not real. That's the only way you know that you're not, because you know.
Yeah, pretty
There's
much.
no question in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that different. I mean, it just
Well, I mean,
living in my head that aren't me.
from somewhere, right?
Right?
In theory, there could be a parallel universe that has all of our characters in it. Just
I
saying.
hope
right.
so.
Maybe
I
the
hope so.
barriers are really thin for us. That's all I'm saying. You never know.
Let me tell you something. I think I told you guys on the chat earlier or yesterday that I read one of my own books because I was feeling kind of low about how my writing goes, and I thought it was all crap.
Mhm.
So I read one of my books, which is partly based on true events and true places, because I took stuff from my school days and people I knew and just, built on that and make them fictional characters. But I was reading through it and I was thinking it would be so nice if these two guys really existed. I mean, like in this form. Because the ones I knew weren't like that. I mean, they were sort of like that, but not really. But if these two guys existed and got their happy ending after all this freaking crap, that would be awesome. And
I think that about my characters all the time. It's like, man, I wish you were real.
Oh, yes.
So much.
Well, if they were real and I was responsible for all the shit in their life because I invented it, they'd all come and kill me. I mean, they take turns in torturing me for like 2 centuries and then they kill me.
That always makes me think of that movie, what's it called? Stranger Than Fiction, with Will Ferrell, I think it is.
Yes.
Where he's the character
Yeah.
and the writer is writing him, and it's super weird. I don't know why I like that movie. I guess maybe because I'm a writer. I'm like, this could be a thing, right? This could be real.
Yeah, I love that movie.
And
And
this is how my characters feel about me?
oh my god. Yeah, no. And the other writing related movie that I've seen and I thought was the best ever was Adaptation.
Adaptation.
I'm
I
not
don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's one of the very few Nicolas Cage movies I'll sit through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and Bad Lieutenant, to be honest, were
I
my
like
favorite.
I like full on hate that dude.
I didn't
I
mind
used
National
to.
Treasure.
I
At least
used
the
to
first one.
I used to dislike him. I don't know. There was something about his face that I didn't enjoy. But then I saw Bad Lieutenant, and I was like, "Oh my god, this movie is awesome!" And then after I saw him in Adaptation, I was like, "Why doesn't everyone watch this movie, especially in the writer groups?"
Yeah, I like Adaptation, and then I like Wild at Heart. But Wild at Heart kind of goes above the Nick Cage-ness, and it goes to the David Lynch-ness, so that makes up for it.
Yes.
That's the other one I want to see. I mean, it's not that I want to see it; it's that my boyfriend suggested we should see it because he's a big David Lynch fan. So I want to see that also. But
Yeah, it's one of his more
not yet.
linear ones, so it's a lot more accessible to most people because it's actually like a story.
It doesn't just jump around and jump around. Like,
No, it's not like a story in theory, it's a story in practice. Yeah.
Which is always better.
Yeah, I love me some David Lynch, but holy crap, that dude's confusing as shit.
I mean, the thing is, like, I get why people need to understand the story and whatever, but when it's super clear and linear, we complain that there's no rewatch value.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you have something like, I don't know, The Space Odyssey, 2001, and something like David Lynch were going like, oh my god, this is so, I don't get this. Well, watch it 10,000 times and probably you'll get it.
Yeah. I love movies like that.
Yeah, true, at least part of it. Which is something I like. I mean, I think some movies should be that way, that you can rewatch them and discover something new.
Yeah.
And it's the problem I had with everybody saying the new Blade Runner was so great. And that it took the story from the first one so much further. Like, really? Really? If you rewatch it again, what will you discover? Because it's all there in the first movie, in the first watch. Like, you've seen it, it's done, bye.
Yeah, I heard that about people who'd seen both, and people who hadn't seen the first one liked the second one better because they hadn't seen the first one.
Visually, it's freaking gorgeous. No, I give you that. It's gorgeous. But in what the story depth goes, there's no comparison.
I really want to see it just because it looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
That is enough to have sold me. I'm like, I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah, no, it's totally worth it for that. I mean, I've seen it in the cinema. I paid for it. I paid for it to see it in the cinema on the first week it was being shown. So, like, the most expensive tickets we have to pay for right here in our beautiful, gorgeous country, which is still pretty cheap compared to other places.
Probably.
I think it's like I mean, you can get away with about $10 for the ticket and whatever popcorn and drinks you get. So
Yeah. We have, I think it's
pretty good.
Tuesdays here. Tuesdays are like the cheap days, and that's $10 for like everything. But otherwise, you could go from like 20 to 40 depending on if it's like one or two people. It's crazy expensive to go to theaters these days.
Yeah, if my husband and I go, it's like $60.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
But
I do have
popcorn.
See, I require it. Like if I'm gonna go spend the money and go sit in the dark and all that crap.
You gotta have the whole experience.
Yeah. Yep. Well, and now our theater is rumored to have bed bugs. Like there's been news stories on it. So I guess I won't be going anymore. So.
Oh my god.
They have these things here that are like VIP theaters, and you can have alcohol while you watch movies, and it is by far the best thing ever.
Yeah, they do have those, but they don't have any in my area.
Yeah, it's new.
We have
last year here or 2 years ago. It's just a recent thing, kind of like the Alamo, I think.
They put in a.
It's a.
They put in a. Yeah, they put in a brew house that actually like it's a theater, but it's a
brew house,
and you get it's like a pub where they sell a movie, and so you sit. There's a table, and you sit at a table. You order your food and you order your drinks and whatever, and they have like specialty movies. Like we went to see, what did we go to see, Cassie?
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
The Last Crusade, and we got like special cups, like beer mugs or beer pint glasses that have like the logo on it. Yeah, fine.
And then our other sister and CJ went to go see Princess Bride without me.
Princess Bride. We did invite her. It wasn't like we were like, oh, we're going.
I had a meeting I could not get out of. It was very unfair.
So that's not our fault. But they have like these special events where like it's a little bit more expensive, but like they had a Forrest Gump one, and it was all shrimp menu. It was like 5 courses of different shrimp dishes, and then every dish had a different beer to go with it.
Oh, that sounds like it would be so cool to go and see a movie while you're doing that.
And then they watched Forrest Gump while they had this 5-course meal. And it's a really cool experience, like especially the specialty ones. Like I've been to see, what did we go to? I don't even remember. But I went to see like a normal movie there, and it was fine. But the specialty ones are a lot of fun because the people who show up aren't like, well, it's a Friday night, I guess I'll go to a movie. It's people who are like the Princess Bride. There were people there in costume. Like there were people who cosplayed up for this. This is the coolest thing ever.
Cool.
And they do in the summer they do like a series of retro movies. So like every week they have a different night for a specific thing. Like they did a week of like Flashdance and Footloose and Pretty in Pink and Breakfast Club and like all these Revenge of the Nerds, I think they did as well. And then the next week they did something that was also retro, but it was retro in a different way. Like they did Dirty Rotten Scoundrels and The Princess Bride, and that's what they do throughout the summer. And then they have other things throughout the year at different times each month. And I actually get the emails telling what they're gonna do. So I'm always texting my sisters and saying, hey, they're playing this, we should go.
But it's super cool.
That is super cool. I would love to have something like that around here.
Yeah.
That is worth paying like
welcome
upwards of $60 for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and it's not even. It's usually like the Forrest Gump one, $65, but that included your entire meal and all the beers. Like
that's totally worth it at that point.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, whereas I think the Princess Bride one
were only like $7 a piece or $8.50 or something like that.
Yeah, and then you pay for the meal separately.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, but they don't have to pay as much for the rights to older movies though.
Yeah,
so that's a big part of the reason.
That does make a difference.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Even still, like,
and they
the
do. You
experience is
have
part
to,
of it, right? That's the cool part.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love that.
And you have to believe that like their food like what they charge for their food isn't outrageous by any stretch of the imagination.
Mhm.
But having worked in a restaurant, I'm pretty sure they're making bank on the food.
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah.
because the food that they serve, it's good, but it's not like high end, really expensive. It's burgers and fries, and they do have really good fried pickles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
But they're not. I mean, the food's not serve a full meal. It's not. They're making enough money.
It's
on
not
the
super
food.
expensive for them to make.
Right. And because they have a restaurant area, so it's not just a theater.
Right.
There's a restaurant pub area where there are tables you can sit. You don't have to go to a movie, or you can eat before you go to the movie or whatever, or after. So our other sister and our brother-in-law we went to go see something, and he sat in the pub and drank while we went and watched the movie.
Oh, nice.
Which makes sense.
Like he didn't want to go see the movie, or he went to see another movie and it was later or something like that. And so
we went to go see Beauty and the
people
Beast. And his movie started first, and then he sat in the pub and drank while the movie finished up.
That's right.
Yeah, that's nice to have a little sitting area for people like that.
And it's in the middle of one of the malls, so
yeah.
You do shopping, you get food, you go to a movie, it's all there.
Which is pretty cool, I guess. So, my darlings.
We should probably do some writing, hey?
We should write. I mean, I feel bad saying that because the conversation is nice and I really don't feel like writing. I don't know. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me. I've been so tired this week and so wrapped up in everything else that I found it super difficult to write. But then I love the story and I love the characters, so clearly something going on with all the voices that I know are not real.
Maybe the voices are tired. They need a break. They want to go home.
Yeah. Do you guys want to do like 15 minutes instead of 20? So that
let's start with that. I think that's a good start.
It's less scary. Yeah.
I think 15 is good to start with.
Does anyone have a timer? Or should I just use the Windows one?
We could set up one on the Nano site. Paste the link into the chat.
Oh yeah, that works.
Sarah was
And
doing that last
let's
night.
start. Let's start at a quarter to whatever hour it is for you. It's a quarter to 6.
Right, who's starting? Who's starting it?
I'm starting it right now.
Okay. All right.
Let me just.
ML Appreciation Day. I think that was yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't take part in it.
I did not take part in it. I'm a horrible person. I don't go to my local write-ins very much, so I'm a little biased, I guess.
Like, honestly, in past years, I was a lot more involved. But this year, I really wasn't at all. And I checked the regional page. Like, there's nothing going on here. So...
I'm lucky. There's a few things going on this year with our editing association and our guild, so I got lucky. I think I'm going to take part in something next week, probably.
That's cool.
Oh, nice.
No, I mean just strictly on the forum page of Nano. There's nothing really going on.
Oh, in general.
I pasted the link to the sprint.
Where'd you post that?
In the group chat here on Google Hangouts. I can post it on Facebook as well if it's easier for you guys. I don't mind. I can post it everywhere.
Why don't you post it in the live chat so anyone watching can also pop
Oh,
into
yeah,
this
true. You're so smart.
That's a good choice.
You're so smart.
Don't credit me. That's totally Sarah's thing from last night.
Sarah, you're so smart.
She got figured out.
I'm pretty awesome, I would have to say.
You are. I totally agree with that.
Oh, are we started? I guess we are.
Apparently,
Yep.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it told us to go.
It didn't
All right,
say anything. God damn it.
3, 2, 1, go.
I think it's done.
Still showing 3 minutes on mine.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I'm showing 3 minutes too.
Maybe someone was an idiot and set it for 20 minutes. Never mind. Let's keep going. It's fine. It's fine. It's just right.
It's only 5 minutes.
Yeah. I had all the good intentions. Sorry. Okay.
It's not an actual thing.
I think I've heard it ding for someone else. But
Yep,
not
it
mine.
did.
Mine went through.
Mine went through.
But I put my time in and then it went blank. So let's see if it even. Oh, it did do mine. Okay. Oh, my internet went.
554.
I think
Oh,
I did
great.
about
I got
250.
yeah, I got 341. But my internet went crazy in the middle of that crap. So there you go.
I had 705, but like right at the very end, my Word like freaked out and stopped responding.
Yeah, yeah, that's my favorite thing. Word does regularly.
Oh, God.
Right? Like, nope, I'm not
Okay.
gonna. You can't make me.
I will set another one for a quarter past.
Okay, this one I'm probably not going to join because I'm going to have to take off before then, probably right before then.
Okay. It's all good.
But if I am back earlier than if you guys are still streaming when I get back, then I'll just hang out in the chat.
Sure.
Okay.
I gotta go get my back cracked.
Oh, God.
Oh, that sounds
For some
delightful.
reason,
Oh, I can't
love
wait.
the Cairo.
I'm not showing up in the actual chat or in the actual stream. Like it's just showing my
Yeah, it's
picture.
just showing your picture.
I don't know why that is.
Yeah.
Try toggling your camera. Maybe it messed up last time you went not displaying it.
Yeah, I don't
Fix it.
know.
Yeah, that's weird.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't look like it fixed it. I don't
Yeah.
know what it's doing.
So weird.
Sarah's
hates
still here,
me.
guys. She is still here. She's not a ghost.
I turned everything back. Oh, there we go. I did show back up. Okay. I
Yeah.
turned everything off and then turned it all back on. So it
Yay.
looks like I
It's working.
might have gotten it to work. There we go.
Strange.
So I posted the link to the second sprint in the live chat so people can join if they want to. But I thought I'd just set it up in case we start talking and forget about the
Right.
writing part as well.
Yeah.
That's probably what we should do usually is just start them and then have them in the background so we don't talk too much.
My dog's not happy because I shut the
Oh,
door.
why not?
Oh,
I shut the door when I stream so
he
that
doesn't
I
like
don't
shut
get.
doors, does he?
I can't. Yeah, it doesn't. He likes to roam the entire house, and this is so annoying to him. I know that.
You're stifling him.
Yeah, I'm cramping his style.
Stop controlling me, Mom. I just want to do my own thing.
Yeah, which is go sniff everything and then come back here because he can't stay too far away from me apparently.
Well, that's
I mean,
what
He
happens
is
when
so
you're alone.
pretty.
Yeah. That's why he gets away with so much because he's pretty. The thing is, like, for how attached he is, you think he'd have a problem staying home alone for too long, but not really. It's fine, which is good, I guess.
So he's fine as long as you're not there at all.
Yeah, no, he's okay on his own or just with my mom, or he just
Right.
acts up before I leave. And for example, this morning, he kind of refused to eat anything. He didn't even eat his stupid carrot in the morning because I had to go get my hair done. So I pretty much woke up at 9 and I had to be out of the house by 9:30 and take him outside in the meantime as well. So he was so restless and he wouldn't eat anything. And he actually, the damn dog waited until I came back home to eat. And then he pretty much ate everything. His food, his treats. He found his carrot from that morning and ate it, like everything. And the thing is, like, if he's all alone and my mom is not home, he's not going to do that. He's going to go about his day and eat his food and stuff like that. But if there's someone there to see how upset he is.
Puts on a big show for everybody else.
Oh, God, yeah.
I had a friend who every time she would come back from a trip, if she didn't unpack her bag immediately, the cat would go pee in her bag. Like the cat would come in and be like, "This is what you get for traveling."
I think the cat was just trying to make sure she didn't leave again.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Like, oh, you want to leave? Well, you're gonna remember me.
I
And
would
every
hate
cat along the
that.
way will remember me too.
Right. Everyone will know you have a cat. I promise.
The thing is, like, I would hate that because when I come back from a trip, it doesn't matter how long the trip was, but I will live off of that bag for another couple of
Yeah, me
days.
too. Me too. That's if anything's clean in it, it's as close to dirty as it can get. So I can't put it in the dresser. So I just have to use it out of the bag.
Pretty much.
That's Dreamer used to pee next to my bag when I came back, and it was never like a lot. It was always just like this much, but it was just like, I know what you did. I'm like, oh, can you please stop? But she would look at me and pee like 3 drops on the floor, and then just be like, now you know, and then she'd walk away. Like,
oh god, pets are just amazing.
I quit my job in July, so I'm home like basically all day, but I teach piano lessons. But I don't teach them here. I go to most of my students, I go to their house. So I'm gone like maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours at the very outside. But the cat, I'm here all day, and the cat acts like I have abandoned her when I'm gone for 2 hours. Like, Cassie gets home before I do. And, like, she's told me repeatedly that the cat will be like, hello, sit in the kitchen and wait. Be like,
or if CJ's a little late, like she had dinner out with a friend of ours sometime last week, or maybe the week before. But Tag sat right by the back door after like 7 o'clock. Like it was plenty of time for when she would normally have gotten home, and she sat by the back door, and then she sat and looked at me, and then came and sat and looked at her chair that's in front of her computer and looked at me like, what did you do to her? Why isn't she here?
Because obviously it's your fault.
Yes, it's obviously my fault.
Yes.
I did something to her, and she's not coming home ever again.
Yeah.
My boyfriend's
Although,
cat.
to be fair,
Oh, go on.
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
My boyfriend's cats, when he leaves, it doesn't matter if it's like 10 minutes or 5 minutes or 2 hours, they will sit and watch the door until he comes back. Doesn't matter if there's anyone else in the house with them, they'll just wait and stare at the door. Be like, he'll be back. He'll be back.
God.
They're convincing each other. They're consoling each other. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. He'll be back.
Yeah. The key will turn.
Yeah.
And
No.
he'll walk through the door, and everything will be okay.
Yep. Cassie and I have only lived together for 3 months now.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the first time Tag has ever lived with her. Like, she's been around her before. Like, Cassie came and hung out at my old place, and like, it's not like Tag doesn't know her, but it's all of a sudden like Tag owns her. Cassie went away for a wedding, and how long were you gone? Like 4 days, 3 days?
Mm-hmm. I left Thursday night. Well, she saw me Thursday morning, and I was back Saturday afternoon.
Yeah. But so Cassie's allergic, so the cat does not get to go into her room. But to keep her room from not being stale, we just put a baby gate up in front of her room. And most of the time, Tag doesn't even care. The only time she really cares about it is when Cassie's home, and she'll go and stare, because the baby gate has slats, and so she'll like put her face between the slats and like stare at Cassie's room.
Oh my God.
I must get in there. But like when Cassie was gone, she'd go and she'd sit in front of the gate, and then she'd meow at me, and then she'd go and she'd sniff Cassie's chair, and then she'd come back and meow at me. And I'm like, she just went away for a few days. She will come back. But she didn't believe me. I swear she didn't believe me. She was sure that I had killed Cassie and like sent her away. And I told Cassie, I'm like, she doesn't like it when her staff travels without her.
Oh shit!
But she doesn't like to travel.
We're supposed to be writing. Apparently, it started without
crap.
telling anyone.
I'm gonna take off. You guys have fun writing. I'll talk to you guys later if I'm back.
Sure,
Bye,
bye.
Trynda.
Good time, Trynda.
Bye, Trynda.
Yeah.
Why? God damn it! I hate the Nanos website these days. Like, it used to be so cool and let us know, and now it just started without us.
Okay. All right, it went off.
Oh, awesome. It never says anything.
I got
How rude.
232.
Sorry.
I'm not sure. Oh, sorry. Oh, there we go.
I had 607.
527.
I'm trying to
the
work
two of you
around
are
this.
just.
Can you see this? Yeah.
Aw, how cute.
I have no choice. He's just going to sit there. So
I got
It's fine.
354.
I'm surprised that I had almost as many as I did on the last session, which was longer, so. That's
I'm
interesting.
struggling this morning.
I am too. I was last night too, though, so I think it might just be this section of my story that's giving me problems.
Yeah, I mean, I've had consistently lower word counts for this story than the one before it. And I think it has a bit to do with confidence.
Yeah.
Because I'm really freaking afraid I'll get this sci-fi world wrong. And I'm being a lot more cautious.
I'm sorry.
What this? Oh, wait, I'll be right back. I need to let the dog out because he's going insane.
He's like, Mom.
Yeah, I tried not to move for that whole section of time because Crowley was comfortable and he stabs me when I move.
Right.
And then my foot fell asleep and it took everything in my power not to like scream when I moved it because it was bad. I was like, oh my God, cat, stop it.
Jesus.
I love you very much, but you're annoying the crap out of me.
Should I?
He's like, I don't care.
He does
Should
not.
I set another 15 minutes one at the 6:45 or whatever?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah, cool. Works. I just figured out why the dog was so desperate to get out. There's some cooking being done in the house.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Now he's back. He sniffed around, and now he's back. Oh, God damn it. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
let me just paste the link to the thingy in the thingy.
That's the
so
technical term
articulate.
for it.
Yeah.
I'm so articulate right now.
We have this. I lead the music at our church, and we have this adapter that will plug into a mic cord that you can then plug into like your phone or an iPod or whatever, so you can listen to music. It'll run it through the sound system instead of like everybody having to gather around it to listen to a song or listen to a part of a song. And it has an actual name. It's called a mic adapter. But we don't call it a mic adapter. We call it a thingamabob.
A doohickey.
A doohickey. That's what we call it. We call it a doohickey. Do you have the doohickey? Yes, it's in the piano bench. I'll grab the doohickey. We don't call it by its real name. It is called the doohickey. And everybody knows if you say the doohickey, that's what it is.
Yeah, makes total sense to me.
As long as everyone's on the same page, it doesn't really matter what you call it.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it doesn't have to be the real name for it. The creators can call it whatever they want. We are calling it the doohickey.
Yeah, it's not like they're going to come there and scold you for not calling it the right way.
You never
I don't know.
Yeah, there's like this big battle about whether you say GIF or GIF on the internet.
I know.
And I'm not changing. I don't care. I'm not changing. I'm just not.
How do you
know what I mean? I say GIF.
Yeah, me too.
And if somebody gives me a smart ass answer about it, I'm like, well, if you're too stupid to know that people say it both ways, I don't know what to say about you.
Yeah, the thing is, like,
not my problem.
I used to say GIF for a long time because in Romanian, that's how you pronounce it if it's spelled like that.
That makes more sense.
In order to call it GIF, it would have to be GHIF. So I used to call it GIF a lot. And then everybody was, it's not okay, it's GIF. And technically, yes, if you think of certain words, it could be GIF. But then again, English is the language of all rules being broken and having exceptions. So who cares?
It's true.
And if you want to get very technical, the creator says it should be GIF anyway. So as far as I'm concerned, if you call it GIF, if you call it GIF, everybody knows what you're talking about anyway.
Right, because at the same time, the creator says it's GIF, but it stands for graphics interface. So it's a hard G that it stands for, so it makes sense that you would call it a GIF. So, right, and really, if you're claiming you don't know what someone means, you're just being a semantic ass.
Yes.
Like, that's all you're doing. And so it just makes me mad. Oh, good job.
Yeah. Well, there are some pages read and whatever, but there's also books sold. Weekends are kind of slow for me. I don't know.
Every day is kind of slow for me.
Well, it's been good this month. It's been good this month because I had the release last month.
Yeah.
And they didn't credit all the pre-orders on the 31st when the book was released. Some of them were credited this month, which was good. And then there were some sales too, which is, again, super good. And then all the page reads from after the release happened this month. And
gotcha.
Oh, very nice.
The pre-order campaign is going great. Like, this idea of mine of sharing large samples of an unpublished book has been working so far, because we were talking about promo and stuff. So I decided I usually go with KDP Select. I want my books to be in Kindle Unlimited because it makes sense for me. I never made money out of any of the other stores when I was distributing wide. So the thing is, the book goes into the Kindle Unlimited term on release day. So while it's on pre-order, it's not technically in Kindle Unlimited. So I can offer samples, and I go with about 40% of the book, 40 to 50%, which is a huge chunk of the book.
Yeah.
And people were telling me, well, yeah, but 40% isn't that a lot? And I was like, why? They're still not getting the second part.
Right, the part that gives you the outcome they're not getting, and that if I'm doing it right, they want to know.
It's a huge chunk of the story. And I thought it would be a good idea because oftentimes you see a blurb you like, you see a cover you like, you read the sample, which is kind of short, and you think you like it. And then when you get more into the story, you decide, actually, no, that's not for me.
Yeah, if you've read 3
I have
pages
several
of
books
200,
like that.
it's not, you're not getting much of a taste. 3 pages is nothing.
Yeah, well, some have a bit more. They have like up to 15%. But because you have the table of contents and the acknowledgement.
Right, because it's all that random crap at the beginning. So you end up with a real small chunk of the actual text.
Yeah, so pretty much if you love the first half of the book, you're going to love the second one as well.
Yeah. Well, and so many times the other samples, all that's included is everything that is before the actual inciting incident that starts all the action. Like it's all the crap, and you're like, but the description sounds like it's going to be really good, but I didn't even get to the inciting incident, so I have no idea what you're going to do with it.
Right.
So
I've seen no conflict. I've seen I have no idea whether or not
I've been introduced to a main character or whatever.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, the thing is, like, I have a tendency to kind of drop people in the middle of the action. Like, I start really early on. So, in theory, I could get away with a shorter sample, but, you know, it's just better. Get a real taste of the book. If you like it, freaking pre-order it or buy it later. It's fine.
Right.
And it's been working. I mean, I've never had, like, super successful pre-order campaigns because I think people are kind of reluctant of pre-orders anyway. Especially if they are in Kindle Unlimited because they can't borrow them while they're in pre-order.
Oh, yeah.
So that's fine. But now, I mean, like, my most successful pre-order ever was for a short story that was 99 cents, which, you know, it's just 99 cents. People pre-order. And with this one, with the latest one, like, I actually matched that. And if I get just one more pre-order, I'll surpass it. So it's pretty good.
Nice.
And the second most successful one was another book where I did a similar sample thing. So I think I'm going to keep this. Of course, it expires the moment the book is published because I don't want to break the Kindle Unlimited terms,
Right.
which they say that once it's in Kindle Unlimited, you can't have it anywhere else, not parts of it, not in its entirety, and it's fine. It's perfectly fine with me, but until then, I have some leeway, so I'm going to do it because it helps.
Because you can.
And the thing that I do with the samples is that I run them through Insta Freebie, but I make the newsletter subscription optional. So they can just sample the book and not sign up for the newsletter. But if they do sign up for the newsletter, they get the free short story as well, which is a complete short story. So
yeah,
it's worked pretty well so far.
Yeah, I have to be careful with how long one of my samples is because one of my books is all short stories.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't want to give out 3 full stories. You know what I mean? And like have them be like, well, but I finished 3 stories, so I don't care about the rest of it.
Yeah.
Like, I think that works better with
right.
I think that works better with longer work.
Yeah, I think for that it would work to just give the first one, for example.
Right. Yeah, then you can see how I write. You have an idea of what you're being offered here in this collection, but you don't get everything.
Yeah, and what I'd suggest is maybe you take the first story that you're giving away free as a sample and use that as an incentive to sign up for your newsletter, for example. Like everyone who signs up for the newsletter gets that for free. And you can make the sample thing limited. So after that, they will have to go through the newsletter.
Gotcha.
What do you put in your newsletter?
Well, the thing is, like this year, I've had releases almost every month. So I usually put a new release or a promo that I'm running because I did a lot of free promo and 99-cent promotions as well. And I shared those. I sometimes add books from other authors if there are authors that I actually enjoy. And if they have promotions, I will share those. I send my newsletters twice a month because I was trying to do it once a month, but there was so much going on that it would either be a very long newsletter or I'd have to leave out a lot of stuff. And I try to give them like special offers and announce them first in the newsletter, or maybe do some newsletter only giveaways when I launch a book. Like, you know, you can buy it, but if you want to share the release announcement from Twitter and Facebook, you can also enter this giveaway where you win $5 gift cards and you can buy another story, not mine. I'm trying to do that as much as I can. And usually I try to make it a bit personal, like not just the cold hard copy, the sales copy. Like, okay, I have this book that's being released. Let's say, for example, for Hate to Follow, because it was the latest one. I did announce the release, but I also talked about how I wasn't sure this was going to make the release date because everything was went wrong before it. So yeah, I'm trying to keep it on a friendly note, something like that. And the thing is, like, I have this serial that goes on my blog, and I was supposed to publish a new chapter every 2 weeks. I've not succeeded much. So before I do it, because I do it so rarely, I usually announce that too when there's a newsletter coming up. And I released a new chapter of Magic Unleashed. Go read it. And yeah, that's been working so far. And what's been incredible is how well doing the free promotion for Kindle Unlimited book has worked. Because you have those 5 days every 3 months where you can put your book for free and they can download it. That has worked great because first, if it's the first book in a series, then they'll be tempted to buy the second one. And even if it's not, people who have Kindle Unlimited, usually they just don't download it. Just because they're used to it, they just borrow it and read it. And I get some money from
that. Was her writing alarm.
Our
writing alarm.
Oh, God. Why is it so silent? Okay, let's write.
I think if you're not on the window, it doesn't necessarily
It
go
was
off.
on the window.
Window open, it doesn't.
Oh, that's even
Because
stupider.
you told me about it, and I think it only works if it's in a separate window with no other tabs. Because if there are more tabs, even if you're on that tab, it just won't go off. Because it's stupid. Okay, so let's write this, and then if you guys want, we can talk promo more afterwards, because I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Sure. Where is my, oh, there. Sarah?
What was that?
No, I was just, you have to write with the cat in your, oh, nice.
I do. I have to figure out how to do this.
I'm so sorry.
We've done this before, though, so it'll be stabby.
Oh, God.
I need to get one of those baby slings for the cat.
Yeah, that would work great.
You should get down. Oh, my gosh.
I'm going to make you one.
Well, you have to make me one and then teach me how to use it, but I'd be happy. But he left me now, so
Okay.
I can write.
And there goes the timer.
Oh, excellent. Yes.
I tried to spell the word grills repeatedly.
I got 319. I just keep staying at this 300 level. I don't know what's going on.
I had 550.
I think I did better than that.
And I officially hit 35,000.
Woo woo!
Wow, nice. Nice.
Me too.
Oh, wait.
I got 504.
I hit 33.
And yeah.
Yeah.
You've got words.
Yeah, I mean, I can only ask for what I can do here.
And you're still ahead.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you guys want to do one more before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
actually need to
one
go
more.
do baking with my mom, so I think I'm going to sign off.
Okay, that sounds good.
Tell her she should have another cup of coffee so you can do one more sprint with us.
She's got other things she has to do, and so do I, so I gotta...
Does not. It's Saturday. She has nothing else to do.
I am not making her angry. You can tell her that if you'd like.
I will. I'll text her right now. I'll be like, Mom.
Are we gonna
You'll
try
notice
and meet next
I
week?
am not there for the baking part.
Are we gonna try and do a write-in next week, or with the holiday, are we skipping it?
I planned on doing it.
Yeah, I'm available.
Yeah, I don't see why we wouldn't.
All right, then I will
Plus,
see you all next week.
It's an excellent excuse for not going and hanging out with the fam.
Oh goodness.
Yeah,
All right.
I had them push my D&D game back for it, so I will be doing
See?
it.
Yeah, no, I don't have any holiday at that point, so.
Yeah, lucky
You
you.
lucky dog.
All right, well, I will see you guys later.
Sure.
All right,
All right,
Enjoy your
have fun
baking.
baking.
Okay, so I shared the link in the sprint. We start at 10 past, and it's another 15-minute one.
Cool, cool.
Excellent.
Okay, and maybe with that I get 2,000 words today. Oh, God.
Based on how I've been doing, I should hit 1,000 from it. I don't know why things are so slow all of a sudden.
Yeah, I don't think.
You know what? I think we
I don't know why.
all.
I think it's the 3-week slump. Like, we really,
Yeah.
I mean, we've been doing really well on the first 2 weeks, and now we're hitting a bit of a slump. But I think as long as we ride through it, it's fine. And by the way,
Right.
Yeah.
I suffered terribly over the past 3 days when I wasn't feeling up to writing, and we weren't doing sprints and talking about it in the group chat either. And
Yeah.
it made a big difference. And I think tomorrow and next week I'll be hounding all of you so that we can do word sprints, because those seem
I like
to work.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
want you to know I really appreciate this group. Like,
Yeah, me
this
too.
is an amazing group. It keeps me focused. It keeps me like engaged in the process. And plus, everybody in this group is place in the writing, publishing, promoting. So it's
Yeah, true.
really awesome to be able to learn.
Yeah.
yeah, and we all write different stuff as well, which is also, I find that very interesting.
Yeah.
And at different speeds, and Claire does
And we all have-
mysteries too, and it's really
Yeah,
cool.
and we all have different processes too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like, so I mean, there's just all these different things kind of colliding.
Yep. Which I think give us all a really good energy. And I mean, the fact that we can coordinate for live streams and for a group chat when we're all on 3 different continents, I think that's pretty freaking awesome.
Right?
I think it's amazing.
Yeah. And actually, I was thinking that starting next month, well, with the exception of Christmas and whatever, I would like to keep the chats going. I mean, do the live streams every week, because this has been super fun. I mean, even if we chat about current events in the publishing world or just issues we've ran into, I think it would be cool to keep it up. And I will do better at waking up at 3 a.m. on Fridays to join your live stream.
That is not necessary, but it is appreciated when
But I like it. Like, I felt so bad for not being able to get out of bed last night and just come join you.
Aww.
And I was like, oh my God, I wanted to be part of that. So, yeah.
We talked a lot last night.
Yeah, we did. It was a weirdness night.
Yeah,
it was
nap and I got real weird.
But I mean, when we do a live chat of any sort, somebody gets weird. Even if it's me going off on a tangent about Romanian politics or history, or someone else doing something. I mean, that's the fun of it. I think I'm enjoying like having kind of a live conversation with other authors. I think that part I find super inspiring and fun and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it would be nice to have a live stream every week. I mean, now I'm going to have a cool live streaming camera. I should use it.
Right?
I can pay $100 for that.
Yeah, that's one of the things I asked for Christmas. Was a webcam.
Webcam?
Yeah, because like my camera isn't bad, but
I can link you to
it's difficult to use.
I can link you to the one I have and the one prior to it, the previous edition. They're both really good. If you want to check them out, they're both by Logitech.
Go ahead and send me.
Yeah, they're both by Logitech, and I'll send you a video comparing the two cameras so that you can see the differences between them. I've seen it on Primal Video because I was considering which one to buy, and they've compared the C920 and the C922, and I got the 922, and then they did a comparison for the 922 and the new 4K one. And after watching that, I decided, well, it's really cool, but I don't use it that intensely, so I'm fine with the normal one. It's a full HD camera, so.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what mine is. I can't read mine. Yeah, I don't know. It just says HB.
In theory, mine is full HD as well, but it's the laptop camera, and it makes it really weird if I want to turn and do something on my main monitor, because I have to turn and watch the camera when I talk to you. So it would be nice to just have it sort of mobile, because this one comes with a little tripod as well. So
that's cool.
I don't even have to stick it on the monitor. Yeah, it's cool.
Well, that's one of the things. Like, I have my laptop hooked up to. It's actually a TV monitor. But it allows me to have two screens.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. But because my camera
is on your laptop.
I've seen it in your blog. But on my laptop, the camera has to be in front of me. Like, it has to be facing me, and the way my desk is set up, it doesn't work. Anyway, it's a whole thing. And so I just think having a webcam, a separate webcam, would just be so much more convenient, especially as I do more videos and we do more of the hangouts and the live streams and stuff. I think it's
it makes things easier.
Yeah,
I agree with that. And I mean, I got a whole lot of subscribers now. I mean, I'm past 200. It makes sense to invest in my channel that makes $0.
My cat just went insane.
I'm sorry. I've heard her.
Hi, Crystal. Crystal is here.
Hi, Crystal.
Hi. And the thing is, like, the Christmas gift I was making myself was the webcam, which I already got for Black Friday, and then I'm getting the lights, the studio lights. It's I've seen a kit on Amazon. It has like 2 soft boxes and 2 umbrella lights, and a bunch of screens. Like it has a blue screen, green screen, black and gray, I think. Hi, Addis. And I want to get that because otherwise, like I said earlier, winter is impossible for me in terms of filming. I either get super dark videos or I do something about it. And the thing is, like, if I were a lot better at color correcting, I just say, okay, whatever, I'll deal with it. But I'm not that great. I'm not. I can manage.
Yeah.
I can manage, but I'm not that great. So it's better to just get the lights and be able to film whenever. Because that's the main problem. If I depend on natural light, it gives me a short window. And with those clouds that have been plaguing us, there's no natural light anyway. Ooh.
Woo!
Messages.
Oh, we missed it for like a minute and a half.
Oh my God. I hate this. I absolutely hate this. Let's get to writing. This is why we write so little words, so few words, Sarah. It's because we always skip the first few minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with.
Oh God. And now everything is slow, obviously.
You want to come up here, don't you? Come here. Come on. All right, but you got to sit. You can be up here, but you got to sit because I have to write. Make things difficult, Kat. You're such a dick. doing? What are you doing? Sleeping? What are you doing? Don't knock shit over the car. All right.
That's our dude.
It's
I don't know how well I did because, well, Word is not responding again. And I think I got less because someone right there now decided she needed to get up here and then walk all over.
I got 628, which is way better than I expected to do. So
It's always nice to exceed your own expectations.
yeah,
I did worse. I did 380.
Hey,
that's
it's
how
better
all
than
of mine have
nothing.
been.
But I was trying
I
to
got
reply some messages, but Facebook just wasn't cooperating, so I had to do it on my phone.
oh my goodness, I got 382. 380 as well, I should say.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
We're doing good, ladies. So my total for the day is 1,967, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I have 1520 for today.
Oh, very nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've got 1773. Oh, yeah, 1773.
Nice.
I really like that they give you your average for the day and then like
Yeah.
how many you have to write per day to finish on time and then like time that you'll finish. I mean, like I really like the stats on the
Yeah, me too.
That's for me that's very helpful.
Same here.
And I'm
at 44,000. Yay!
Woohoo!
And I'm trying to see.
That is excellent.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I want you to know, looking at my stats right now, I feel very accomplished.
Yeah.
Like, I just,
Me too.
it's very encouraging. Which is nice, because sometimes I don't feel so accomplished.
Right.
Yeah, I totally get that. Now I keep staring at this, and I know there's no way in hell I can make the 100,000 mark by the end of the month. But I also realize if I keep my current progress and stop messing up as much, I will get close to about 70,000, which is still pretty good. I mean, I mean, my main goal was to finish these 2 novellas, and I think that's possible at this rate.
Right.
I mean, this new one has about 6,500 words, so pretty good.
Yeah. I would really, like, I had planned to just do the 50,000 and not worry about, because I have all of December to continue to write, whatever. I'm going to try and finish the actual story by the end of November. Next week is going to be because it's a holiday, I'm going to have, in theory, more time to write, and I'll be writing in a different place. So I'm hoping that will jumpstart some brain stuff. I think this afternoon I do have to do some thinking about future scenes and how I'm going to portray them, because I think that was last night. I was really struggling because I hadn't thought out this scene that really had to happen, and I was like, oh crap, I don't know how I'm going to do that. And the nice thing about adaptations, oh, go ahead.
No, what I wanted to say was that I think that's the problem with me, that for the other story I had a chapter by chapter plan with a few scenes jotted down for each of them, and I don't have the same thing for this one because it's a bit of a different story. But I think I'm going to take the time tomorrow and work on that because it just goes a lot faster. And
yeah, well, and that's because I'm doing an adaptation. Like, I had the first, oh crap,
What's wrong?
Notification. I'm supposed to meet some former coworkers in an hour.
Oh, cool.
In an hour? Or is it a half an hour? Now I'm concerned that it'll be in a half an hour I'm supposed to meet them, and I'm going to be like, oh, crap.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Okay.
No,
Is
it's
it
in an
far
hour.
away?
I've got an hour. No, it's about 15 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
So I just have to, put clothes on and stuff. But I'm going to go meet them for lunch. But so I was saying that because it's an adaptation, like, I had laid out the first 6 or 7 like really important plot points. So I could go from scene to scene and wasn't having a problem. But I didn't get all the prep work done in October that I was supposed to do. So now I'm going to have to do that.
I have a list of 70 videos that I was supposed to watch in October, so that I was all good and ready for the sci-fi story. So I totally get not doing all the prep you wanted.
So I'm going to have to do that this afternoon and maybe tomorrow afternoon. I don't know. We'll see. Sundays are a crazy day for me.
Yeah.
And tomorrow is particularly, our church does, so it's, this next week is Thanksgiving here in the States.
Yeah, I know that.
And our church does a Thanksgiving meal service thing the Sunday before, instead of doing the, like, we used to do it on like the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, but like nobody showed up. We're going to do like it's like a family meal for the whole church. And so because I lead the music, it is, it's a really neat time to like just spend some time with people that you normally only see on Sundays. Like, informal. It's very like, I lead the music, like I said, and so I had to choose music and decide how we're going to do this, and the service itself is going to be very loose and like not really planned at all. We're going to pass a mic around and have people talk about what they're thankful for, and which is always interesting because you'll get people who are like, I'm thankful for my family, and they're done. And then you get people who are like, I'm thankful for my family and the stars in the sky and everything under the earth, and I'm going to name each and everything. And so you get like this, it's just this very informal and almost intimate time to spend with people you don't usually spend that kind of time with. So I really enjoy it. And then there's music in between. So they'll do a couple of people with the mic, and then there's music in between.
Yeah.
We have Sunday morning service tomorrow, and then I have to go to I have to go to a wedding reception. And then I have to go to that. So like tomorrow's just going to be an insane day.
Yeah.
So I've got to get this done today so that I can.
Yeah, no.
But
I was thinking that it's pretty awesome if there are people who don't really have family nearby or can't go see them over the holidays. If they can do that with people they sort of kind of know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, and one of the things that I really like about our church, and there are plenty of things I don't, but one of the things I do like is that is taking care of each other as though we were family.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody needs a place to stay, or somebody doesn't have enough money for rent, or somebody is struggling with their kids or whatever, there's this group of people who they can turn to and say, I need help, and those people will help them.
That's pretty awesome.
And be there for them. Yeah, so I do like that part.
Yeah, I mean, no church is perfect, but if they at least got some things right, I think it's okay.
Yes.
I mean, in Romania, the definition of things that are important to the church is building an ultra mega giant fucking cathedral with a gilded roof. Like it's covered in gold, okay? That's
right.
What they do with money. So when I hear of things like that, I'm like, why can't they do this? I mean, why can't they do that a shelter for the homeless? I mean, they can build 10,000 shelters with the money they used on this huge freaking church nobody cares about.
Absolutely. Well, and that's one of the things like we've talked about, because I mean, we're a relatively small church. Mm-hmm. We have like maybe 150 people that come on a Sunday.
Okay.
So I mean, it's not a huge church or anything, but when we like last week or the week before, we have business meetings where we talk about church business, finances and what's going on, what we have a governing board, what the governing board is doing, what the pastor, so and at this meeting, and there's always, just because we're a smaller church and we have a very diverse socioeconomic group. So like there are people who are, and then there are people who are basically completely broke.
Yeah.
So there's always this balance of what do we spend our money on? What is most important to the church as a community? And I think that's one of the things we do well sometimes. But yeah.
I'll take it. It's better than what I've seen around here.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, like, even if I don't, I mean, I'm agnostic on my good days and an atheist on my bad days. But I can respect some things a church can do for a community. I can respect those. But when I see none of that happening, it just drives me insane, because I have a huge problem. The fact is that churches are state supported here. priests get
Oh,
a
okay.
salary, and then they charge for weddings and baptisms. And let's say that's fine. Those are happy events, but they didn't charge for burials. Like, if you're going to bury someone, just do it for freaking free. They're dead.
Yeah.
There are a lot of expenses that go with that. And people also contribute money, like churchgoers do pay a small amount
Right.
to the church every year. It's not like they don't. I mean, the church does make some money from other sources. But I mean, sometimes it's just super poor people. And there were cases when there was an entire media scandal because a certain priest wouldn't bury a poor deceased person because the family didn't have enough money to pay. And that to me is freaking ridiculous. I mean, okay, let's say weddings and baptisms, let's say you can charge people.
Well,
Although I don't agree. I really don't agree. Plus, they never give a receipt, which is annoying.
Yeah, no, I don't think that, this is my own, I don't think that churches should charge for services. Like, we charge, if somebody who isn't a member of the church wants to use the church building, we charge a rental fee for the building, like for the use of the building, but it covers things like somebody to clean up. Like, somebody has to go in and clean the rooms after they're done. If they want to use, like, our sound system, we have to have somebody who is trained to use the sound system. So there's, I mean, that's part of that rental fee. But, like, if they want one of our pastors to officiate, they might give the pastor what they call an honorarium, but it is not required. And the same thing for burials. Like, I've done music for funerals, because I play piano, and so I'll provide music for funerals, and the family will give an honorarium. It's usually like $50 to $100. So it's not a huge amount, but it is not required. And that, I think, requiring, like, like, that just blows my mind. And I know that here in the States there are churches that do that. Like, and that just, it makes me so, I'm like, please don't tell anybody you're associated with me. I don't want to be associated with that kind of behavior.
Yeah, I know. That annoys me. I mean, and if you require people to pay, then don't get money from the state. That's fine.
Right.
You can have it always.
Right. Like, here in the States, churches are, they're tax exempt.
Yeah.
Income taxes and property taxes and whatever.
Yeah.
But
they also get money. Like, they have a budget
churches
that comes from money from taxpayers.
In Romania, they do.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
That's what you're saying? Okay. Yeah. And see, here they don't, but they do. They are tax. I mean, they're
not taxed.
They're considered not taxed. But, and for most churches, that's a really good thing, because if we had to be like my church, if we had to be taxed on our property, like, oh my goodness, I can't even imagine how dire the financial state.
Yeah.
Like, that just, our church is, the building itself is, I think it was built in the late 50s.
Oh.
So 70 years old. To replace a boiler, 2 boilers the couple of years ago. We had to replace the roof. We have to, that money was incredibly difficult. And so paying taxes for us, it's an extra bonus that we don't have to worry about. But there are churches here in the States that make millions of dollars. And they use it to do things like make new giant buildings that nobody needs, or have massive salaries and buy. And I'm not saying they shouldn't have nice things, but I also think that when you're a nonprofit company,
you shouldn't,
and you're making a profit that enables you to live a lifestyle that most people in the United States cannot. There's something wrong with your values there. There's something substantially wrong there.
It's a bit weird. I have to admit that. So yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to check the chat, and there's Crystal with us, and she was mentioning mega churches as well.
Yeah.
That's not the best thing ever, but oh well. So I'm guessing we should close the live stream now so that you can get ready for your lunch. Go. And so thank you everyone for being here again. We will see you again next Saturday on Sarah's channel. And if you want to write with us during the week, we generally have our nano word sprints shared with our buddies. So add any of us and you can join us. If not, wait until next week. It will be first on Friday night when Sarah does her live stream, and then we'll do another of these write-ins on Saturday morning. So we shall see you then. Thanks again for watching.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Crystal. Bye. You have a great rest of the day yourself, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Thank you, Alina. Have a good one.